Welcome back to the Sports News. We are talking with some impressive folks today. Olympians Ashton Eaton and Brianne Theisen Eaton are joining us, talking a little bit today, not so much about sports, but about leukemia and lymphoma. And we're so glad to have you joining us today. Thanks for sharing your stories with us.
Thanks for having us here to share it.
So both of you, obviously with an impressive athletic career, recently announcing your retirement and you're beginning work with LLS and Team in Training. If you would, talk to us a little bit about Team in Training and how you got involved.
Yeah, so Team in Training is a group that raises money for blood cancer, and they encourage people to get active. People can pick anything they want to do, from running marathons, doing triathlons, to climbing, to raise money for leukemia, lymphoma, and myeloma. So all you have to do is go to teamintraining.org and you can learn more information to sign up to do your own cool events.
And that's great that you make it so easy to sign up, and what a wonderful opportunity for folks to get involved. What do you think is special, particularly about Team in Training in terms of just training for charity for sports?
What's special about Team in Training is they were kind of the catalyst for this model of fundraising back 30 years ago, and now they're expanding it to include things like hiking and cycling and swimming, and really opening it up to people who maybe don't feel like running is their thing, or they don't want to run or can't run, to these other opportunities.
And it's nice to mention too that if you're not a trained Olympian, obviously, you can take part in Team in Training. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the really cool thing. Even if you want to do a marathon, but you can't or don't want to run it, and you want to try walking or even a half marathon, you can still sign up, and downloading the app will help you find a coach in your community and training groups. And because there are so many people involved in Team in Training already, you're bound to find somebody in your city that has the same goals as you are, and you can train together.
Let's talk specifically before you go about how Team in Training is really impacting the quest for cancer cures, the real reason that you guys are involved in this.
Absolutely. So, I mean, if you think about any company who really wants to push the envelope, they need a lot of research and development. And that's the same thing with cancer. I mean, this disease is a dynamic one, and it's hard to find a cure. So people need to use the resources to find cures for these things through research. And Team in Training over the last 30 years has raised $1.5 billion to support those people and those research programs.
Wow, that's a really impressive number, and I'm sure will continue to grow from here. Well, thank you very much for sharing your work with us and sharing your time.
Absolutely.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. This has been Ashton Eaton and Brianne Theisen Eaton, Olympians, joining us for the Sports News. We've got more coming up after the break.
Brought to you by Conan Automotive, taking care of you by taking care of your family's car.